June 6th, 1944, 6:29 a.m. You're in a Higgins boat with 31 other men pitching through 6-foot waves in the English Channel. You can't see over the sides. You can only hear the engine roaring and waves crashing against the steel ramp. You're heading toward Omaha Beach, the coast of Normandy, France. The briefing last night was clear. Light resistance. The naval bombardment destroyed most German defenses. You'll face scattered rifle fire, maybe a machine gun. You'll be off the beach in 30 minutes. Easy day. But here's what they didn't tell you. The bombardment missed. Every German bunker, every machine gun nest, every artillery piece is intact and aimed at your beach. There isn't light resistance. There's an entire German division waiting for you. In 30 seconds, that ramp drops. You have 200 yards of open beach to cross. No cover. In 10 minutes, 90% of the men in this boat will be dead or wounded. Subscribe now. Because by the end of this video, you'll know what the first wave of D-Day really felt like, and you'll learn why the commanders sent you into hell anyway. The question isn't whether you'll make it off the beach. The question is, will you survive the next 10 minutes? Last night, the briefing officer stood in front of a map. Intelligence indicates light resistance. The German 716th Static Division, old men and conscripts. The naval bombardment will destroy their bunkers. By the time you land, resistance will be minimal. He made it sound simple. Get off the beach fast. Don't bunch up. The first 30 minutes will be critical. Now you're in the boat, and you understand. You're carrying 60 pounds of equipment. Rifle, ammunition, grenades. Your pack sits high on your back. If you fall in deep water, you'll sink like a stone. 3 hours of diesel fumes and vomit. 3 hours of freezing water and men praying. 3 hours wondering if you'll see tomorrow. The boat is slowing. The coxswain is maneuvering through obstacles, steel gates, wooden ramps with mines. You can hear them scraping against the hull. The lieutenant at the front is shouting, 30 seconds, lock and load. You check your M1 Garand. Safety off. Around you, men cross themselves. One guy prays out loud. Another stares at the ramp with empty eyes. Then you hear it. Over the engine, over the waves. Machine guns. Not one or two. Dozens. A continuous roar like ripping cloth. The light resistance is already shooting at you. The lieutenant screams something you can't hear. The ramp drops. Water rushes in. The lieutenant steps onto the ramp. A burst of machine gun fire hits him in the chest. He falls into the water and doesn't come up. The men behind him push forward. 2 steps. 3. The machine guns find them. They're falling, splashing. The water turning red. Out! Get out! Someone screams. You jump off the side, into the water. You go under. 60 pounds of gear pulls you down. Your boots hit sand. You push up, break the surface, gasping. Chest-deep water. You can barely move. Every step fights the weight and waves. Machine guns everywhere. Rounds hit the water around you. Sharp cracks. Little geysers. A man next to you takes a round in the head. Dead instantly. 50 yards to the beach. 50 yards of open water. Men screaming. Medic! I'm hit! Help me. You force yourself forward. 1 step. Another. The water is waist deep now. But more exposed. Easier to hit. A shell lands 20 yards away. The explosion throws a man into the air in pieces. Knee deep now. You run, stumble, fall, get up, run. You see the beach. It's nothing like the briefing. Obstacles everywhere, steel frames, wooden posts, mines. And at the top, German bunkers, concrete pillboxes with machine guns, all intact, all firing. The naval bombardment didn't touch them. A mine explodes. A man vanishes in smoke and red mist. Dead Americans everywhere. Dozens. From earlier boats. Some still, some crawling, some screaming. You keep running because stopping means dying. Ahead, a small seawall. 3 feet of concrete. The only cover on this beach. 50 yards, 40, machine gun rounds stitched toward you. You dive. Hit the sand hard. Rifle flies from your hands. You crawl, scrambling, find your rifle. Covered in sand, probably jammed. You crawl on your belly. 20 yards, 15. Artillery shell behind you. The concussion lifts you and slams you down. Ears ringing. 10 yards, 5. You reach the seawall. Press against it. You made it. You look back. Your boat is sinking. Bodies floating. Maybe 10 men off the boat. Out of 32. You've been on the beach for 4 minutes. 20 men behind this seawall. Pressed flat. Some wounded. One guy has no hand, wrapping a bloody stump. Nobody shoots back. Shooting back means lifting your head. Lifting your head means dying. More boats coming in. Hitting mines. Sinking. Men drowning in 3 feet of water. Gear too heavy to stand. Bodies piling up at the waterline. Hundreds. Sergeant Wilkins is shouting, "We can't stay here. Tide's coming in. We stay, we die." Nobody moves. A Sherman tank rolls out of the water. Finally, it fires at a bunker. The shell ricochets off. Concrete too thick. An anti-tank gun hits the Sherman. Smoke pours out. Knocked out. No tanks, no support. Just infantry pinned behind a wall. Wilkins is on his feet. "We gotta take those bunkers. Fix bayonets." He's right. Can't stay. Tide won't let you. You check your rifle. Clear the sand. Fix bayonet. "On my mark," Wilkins screams. "Go, go, go!" Over the wall. Machine gun fire immediately. You sprint to a shell crater. Dive. Breathe. Rounds snap overhead. You move again. Next crater. Closer to the cliffs. Men falling. Don't stop. Can't stop. You pull a grenade. Pull pin. Count. Throw. Fall short. But Wilkins' grenade lands at the bunker slit. Bounces inside. Muffled explosion. Machine gun stops. Move! You run. Up the bluff. Steep. Scrambling. Pulling yourself up. At the top. A trench. German position. You throw yourself in. Empty. Germans pulled back. More men arriving. Taking the trench. Not organized. Just soldiers figuring it out. By 8 a.m., 90 minutes after landing, small groups off the beach. You look back. Bodies everywhere. Wounded drowning in rising tide. You count survivors from your boat. 3, including you. Out of 32. By day's end, 34,000 Americans landed on Omaha Beach. 2,400 dead or wounded. First wave, 90% casualties in 30 minutes. Some boats lost everyone. Your company, Company A, 116th Infantry, landed with 200 men. By 8:30 a.m., 96% casualties, 6 officers dead. The company ceased to exist. Here's what they don't tell you. The intelligence wasn't just wrong. The commanders knew. The German 352nd Infantry Division, full strength, experienced, combat ready, moved to Omaha weeks before D-Day. Allied intelligence knew. Photos showed it. Radio intercepts confirmed it. The invasion plan didn't change. Why? Because there was no choice. Thousands of ships at sea. Hundreds of thousands of men committed. Weather window closing. The generals calculated Omaha would be brutal. First waves would suffer, but the beach would be taken. They were right, but they didn't tell you. They said light resistance. They said 30 minutes. They said easy. Because if they'd told you the truth, that most of your friends would die in 10 minutes, you might not have gotten in the boat. And the invasion required you to get in the boat. The men who died at Omaha didn't die for a mistake. They died for a choice, a calculated sacrifice by generals who knew the cost and decided it was worth it. By June 7th, the beach is secure. By May 8th, 1945, Germany surrenders. D-Day succeeds. But it succeeds because you got in that boat and charged into machine gun fire without knowing you were being sacrificed. On June 6th, 1944, at 6:30 a.m., you landed on Omaha Beach. First wave. They said light resistance. Your boat had 32 men. 3 survived. You were there. You felt the ramp drop. Saw the lieutenant die. Ran through water as men died around you. Crawled across sand mixed with blood. Made it off the beach because others died drawing fire. You survived D-Day, but you left most of your friends on that beach. and you'll spend the rest of your life wondering why you lived when they didn't. The men at Omaha Beach knew war meant death. They chose to fight. But 42 years later, in a control room in Soviet Ukraine, operators thought they were running a routine safety test. They were told the RBMK reactor was foolproof. They were told nothing could go wrong. April 26, 1986, Chernobyl, 1:23 a.m. You press the button to start the test. In 90 seconds, Reactor 4 will explode with a force no one predicted, and you'll discover that the safety system was designed to fail, and Soviet engineers knew it all along. Next time on You Are There. Subscribe now. If this episode changed how you understand D-Day, every episode of You Are There reveals the truth behind history's defining moments, experienced second by second, exactly as it happened. We don't explain history, we put you inside it.